Hello and welcome to part 3 of the Complete Beginner's Guide to Blender 3. In this section we'll be taking the skills we've learnt and diving into the scene making the old man character. Do remember to check out the playlist on this channel or my website for more great content. So let's start making our character. I'm in the general startup file and we'll start by using the default cube, and that can be our person's torso. So I'll scale in the y-axis, S then Y, and squish that in like that. Now you may be asking, why did I choose the Y instead of the X? Well, if we go to front view with one on my numpad, the X axis goes across and the Y comes forwards and backwards. So generally when you model a character, the X axis goes across like this. It doesn't matter a great deal, but things generally within 3D programs will work better if you have the X axis going across like this. So I'll press the middle mouse button and come around to the side here, and I want to create the head that sits out in front because our character has a kind of forward lean. And in order to do that, I could create a new cube, but I can just duplicate the one that's already there. The duplicate command is under Object, Duplicate, and Shift D is the shortcut. Nice and easy to remember, Shift D for duplicate. So Shift D. Now I've got this copy here, and I can move my mouse so you can see the copy, and I could move this into position, but it's a bit easier to right click, and that will put it right on top of the other one. So I've got two cubes, you can see here, cube 001, and now I can move it in position by pressing G then Z to move it up slightly, G then Y to move it forwards, or easier still, I can go to side view and position it. But that's in a nice position there, so I'm happy. Now let's think about scaling it so it's more sort of head size. So I'll scale in the X-axis, cross to somewhere like there, and scale in the Z, so it's somewhere like that. And that's the sort of look I'm going for. I think I'll make it slightly thinner though, so S then Y, make it a bit thinner, come around to side view with 3 on my numpad, G to grab, and move it a bit closer in like this. It's a little wide, so S then X, move it in as well, and that's great. Okay, so hopefully you're following along with me. If not, then take a moment to catch up and make your own head. After that, your challenge is to do an arm and a hand and a leg and a foot. Just on the right hand side, I'll show you how you can copy those across to the left hand side in just a moment. And remember to go into front view, which may help you. So pause the video and have a go at that. Okay, so I'll do just that. I'll go into front view, select one of these. It doesn't matter too much which one, but if I choose the torso, I know it's in line and I can just move it across and scale it in the X. So I'll select the torso, Shift D to duplicate, and I can move it over here. I can also press X to constrain it to the X axis and move it somewhere around here. S then X to scale it to around there, G then X to move it back into position. That's great. Same for the leg, so Shift D to duplicate this, move the leg down here and scale in the Z to around here, G then Z, move that into position. Let's see what that's looking like from the side. Now that's far too wide, so I'll select this one, S then Y to scale it, and this one, S then Y to scale that as well. Let's have a quick look. Let's go to actual side view, G then Y, and move that leg to the back. Seems to make a bit more sense. Okay, so we've got an arm and a leg. I think the arm can move down very slightly, just because arms generally aren't the same length as our torso. So G then Z, move that down very slightly there. Okay, back to front view, and let's create a hand and a foot. Rather than duplicating, this time I'll press Shift right click to move my 3D cursor, Shift A to add. Remember you can come up to add here as well, and they're the same. So Shift A to add, mesh cube. Then I can start scaling and move this into position as a hand. So a nice simple hand there, and let's try the shoe now. Shift A to add, mesh cube, scale it down, about that sort of size, scale in the Z, about there I think, G then Z, and move it down. Back to side view, S then Y to scale it, and G then Y just to move it into position. So we've got a simple man, but we need to copy these shapes across to the other side. Now this is easier in front view, and I can just select this and Shift D to duplicate and move it across the other side. However, I'll undo that with Ctrl Z because there's an even better way to do this, and it's using the mirror modifier. Now we can only add a mirror modifier to one object at a time. We can copy it to other ones later on, so I'll select the top arm and show you how to add the mirror modifier. We come down to the modifier panel here, so the modifier properties. Make sure that arm is selected, add modifier. You've got lots of modifiers here. The mirror one you'll use a lot of the time. So I'll click that. We've got a mirror box here, but nothing's actually happened. Well, it has actually happened, but it's mirroring on top of itself. The thing you must remember with the mirror, it works on the origin point, that yellow dot in the middle there. So this half is being mirrored to the other side, and this side is being mirrored to the other side. So basically we have a mirror down there, so it looks exactly the same. We will go a bit deeper into the mirror modifier later on, but for now we can actually use an object as the mirror rather than that object origin there. We come to the mirror object box here, use the picker, and we can choose this cube object here. As soon as I click that, it mirrors along the x-axis which is highlighted here, and we get an object the other side. If I press G to grab now, I'm moving the one on the right, but the one on the left is also updating. That's why it's really useful, rather than just copying your object to the other side. If your character is completely symmetrical, I only need to make edits on one side and they'll update on the other. Now, one thing to bear in mind, if I select the middle cube, that's our mirror object for this object here. Its object origin is right in the center. If for some reason that was off slightly, and you can move these object origins, I'll come up to the top here where it says options, and you don't need to follow along with me for this bit, and change my transforms to affect origins only. I can press G then X, and you can see I'm moving the torso origin, and that is therefore affecting that mirror modifier on the arm. I'll right click to cancel any movement there, and turn off my options and affect origins only. And now when I press G to grab, I'm back to where it was, but every time I move that torso from side to side, it affects the arm because it's mirrored around that origin point. So I'll right click again to cancel that movement. And because it's along the x-axis, it doesn't actually matter where I have my torso positioned on the other axes, the z and the y. So if I press G then Z, it's not making any difference to my mirror because again it's along the x-axis. I can come around to side view and press G then Y, and again not making any difference to the arms. But as soon as I press G then X, it makes a difference because that's where the mirror is going along. Don't panic if some of that didn't make sense. You'll get used to it as we use it more often. What I want for you to do is to try and add a mirror modifier for the hands in the same way, using that torso object in the middle. So pause the video and have a go at that. So hopefully you remembered you come across the modifiers here, the spanner or wrench if you're American, add modifier, mirror. Nothing happens at first. We need to select our mirror object with the pipette or the picker, choose that torso, and it's mirrored across. Now I'll just close that and choose the picker again. Now notice when I go over objects, it does give me their names. I could name my objects, which would be sensible, but for the sake of speed, it won't make too much difference here. So I'll choose that torso once again, and I mirrored it across. Now what you can do is copy different attributes from one object to another. So I can select these two that I want to copy the mirror modifier from this one to, and then select the one I want to copy from last. That makes it the active object. Remember I was talking about that in a previous episode. So it's highlighted yellow, and we can see it in the outliner as well. It's highlighted yellow there instead of this orange here. So that's the object I'm copying from, and we can see that object's modifiers here. And now you can press Ctrl L for link/transfer data, and you can copy the modifiers. You can copy lots of other things as well, but in this case we're copying the modifiers there. As soon as I tick that, it's copied the modifiers from this one, our active object, to the other objects that I've got selected. So at this point we've got the basics of our man. In the next episode we'll think about using edit mode to edit our shapes. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.